where do they go? Where do they go? You know, this has been a very valuable resource to them, a place for them to turn, to confide in someone, to tell their problems, and get the help and the resources they need. Families contact Jenny O'Leary every day to discuss issues with their children. The parents call her, she's able to provide the services where they can get help. What we need to do is look at prevention. Yeah, it's great to deal with the problem after it's done, but what we need to do when new services provide is the prevention that these problems don't escalate and the town doesn't have to deal with tragedy in the future. So what I'm asking everyone is to show up at the special town meeting on Monday night, let their voice be heard, and support this initiative to fund the youth services department for the remainder of this fiscal year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to comment on youth services article? Mrs. Hilbert, I've been waiting for anyone else to raise their hand before the finance. Are you speaking for the finance committee, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Please, please come to the podium.
When an article comes to the finance committee that's going to use town revenues, we have to look very carefully at the pros and cons. Is it a good use of funds for the town? Are there costs of not doing it that might offset this? And in our deliberations, we determined that the cost of not doing this and the benefit to the town meant that we felt very strongly that this needed to be financed for the remainder of this year. I believe that the gentleman that spoke just before me suggested that the costs of benefits should the current director be laid off for approximately $11,000. Actually, the costs to the town are closer to $19,000, and the federal government is looking at extending unemployment benefits, which means that this could in fact grow. In addition to this, there are sort of benefits to this that are very difficult to quantify. There are a number of services provided by Marissa that relieve some of the duties that the police might have to, in fact, take over, such as the supervision of kids doing community service projects, etc. So after looking at the need in the community for this service, the cost of it to finish out this year, and the cost of not finishing out this year, our determination was, with one person voting against, to support this article.
Thank you, Abby. Anyone else like to comment before we move on? Yes, ma'am.
Sheila Sturdivant, 5 Grant Street. I do work for recreation, but I'm not up here for recreation. I'm up here personally. I've heard a lot of people say that youth services only focuses on a certain group of kids. And they do. It's the kids who need help most when they're pointed in the right direction. However, as most of you know, I have a lot of kids. But my senior is getting community service through youth services. Prior to graduating high school, there wouldn't be a lot of those community services available to us if we didn't have that source. I have 2 9-year-olds, one's my niece, one's my daughter. My niece lives with me for various reasons. They are just started attending the mentoring program. Absolutely love it. My 9-year-old has trouble focusing on homework. She doesn't come home without her homework done. My niece has a little bit of social issues, is loving it. Meeting the middle schoolers and the high schoolers, and now she walks down to the park and everything and sees these kids. Now these are kids that were afraid to do anything, and is now teaching young kids how to strive. I grew up in North Adams. I grew up down Martin Pond. I've seen this town. I don't want my kids to not have a place to go to. I don't want my kids to be Our police are overstaffed, underpaid. Our firemen are overstaffed, underpaid. We all are. So where's it gonna lead to? Who are they gonna go to when they have two parents who are working and aren't home after school? To watch them down at Ryers, to watch them down at the park when there's ultimate fighting. Who are these people gonna go to? Who are these kids? What are they gonna grow up like? We need this. We need this service. My kids carry Jenny's number in their bag. If I can't be reached, they know that they can safely call Jenny. To me, that's irreplaceable.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, this certainly has been a controversial issue, and I would just encourage everybody here tonight and listening, our listening audience, that here's an opportunity for your voice to be heard next Monday night, 7 o'clock, the high school auditorium. An opportunity to let your voice be heard, and speaking as a private citizen, I would encourage you to vote in support of funding the youth services position. Okay, I'm going to move on to the article for funding, providing additional funding for the library. Representatives from the library here? Yes. Alina. Good evening.
Do a PowerPoint presentation.
Sure, absolutely. Do we need to move that easel? No? Okay. Well, we'll move it.
It's blocking us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Just going to give you a presentation in a minute. I'd like to introduce Lorraine Sheehan, who's here representing the library trustees, and Adrian Callahan is on vice president of the Friends, who's been very supportive of the library. And going to talk about the warrant. First slide is one that you've seen before, actually. And it goes over the minimum standards for certification for the library. Certain number of hours open for the municipal appropriation requirement, which is what we're here to focus on. And then we need to spend a certain amount of money on books, audiobooks and DVDs, and also to be open to all residents of the Commonwealth. The municipal appropriation requirement, or also known as the MAR, as an abbreviation, is the average of the last 3 years of the MAR, and then there's a formula that's multiplied by 1.025%, and it's the average of the last 3 years plus 2.5%. This year's MAR for the FY2010 is $438,102. And this is the chronology of the budget for FY 2010. In spring, we had an appropriation of $418,242. And we arrived at this because all municipal departments were asked to take a 3% cut from the budget we had in FY 09. And that's what we now, then in October, there was an additional $10,000 brought for selectmen. This was to avoid a layoff, and it has enabled us to be open again until 5 o'clock on Saturday, when we can definitely tell that the traffic has increased because of that. So now we're currently at $428,242, and then the selectmen have proposed adding an additional $10,000, which would bring us up just a little bit beyond the MAR. And this is where we come to the concept of a
Helena, two questions. One is on the 12%. What do you account for that? What's driving that at this point?
I think, and you probably read in the national media, that library services are up all over the country. People looking for jobs, people maybe not going to bookstores as much or having other entertainment. Maybe people going to their own local library and not going to other town libraries. I also think we've had a lot of new patrons from the new apartments, and so we definitely have a growing people that are also more people coming in with children.
And loss of certification, what is the impact on that? Let everybody know what that means.
I know you probably heard this, but really the one that is the most difficult for people is that you can certainly walk into any library in the state and read books and magazines in that building, but you can no longer request books to do something in Andover. You